This video will go over the workflow for bringing PartQuest Portal parts into your project library, as well as your central library. As a starting point, I have already created a project in PartQuest Portal with several parts. Creating a project makes it easy to import several parts at once, versus importing them one at a time. I will add one more component to a project that I have already created. Then, I will be ready to download the parts in that project. To add a part to a project, simply find the part in PartQuest Portal, then click Add to Project under the More area, or click the small folder icon on the left-hand side of the part row in Search. Once the project that you want the part to be added to is selected, the folder icon on the left of the part row will turn red, indicating that that part is in a project. Moving to my project now, I will check to see that the component I just added is in the project. Next, I will click Select All along the top. Doing so will make my drag and drop operation, which I will do next, applicable to all of the items that are listed on the page. Now I will drag and drop these parts into my project. When I do this, these parts are added to my project library, which is a separate library from my central library that may be shared between several designs. The project library is located in the design directory and is specific to this project. Notice that I can find the parts in the search window and place them on the schematic, and the parametric data for the parts comes through in Designer. As I use the parts that I have brought into my project library from PartQuest Portal, I may determine that I want these parts in my central library so that I can use them in other designs. The easiest way to add parts to my central library is to go back to PartQuest Portal, find the part, or in this case the project containing the parts that I want in my central library, select the ones I want. In this case, I will select all of the parts in this second project. Then click the Download button. This will download an EDX file which contains all the data needed to bring these parts into my central library. Next, open PADS Pro Library Tools by going to Tools, PADS Pro Library Tools from Designer. I need to import the EDX that I just downloaded by going to File, Import EDX. Then navigate to the location of the file. Click OK to this window and to the next, and the import will start. When complete, the central library will contain the parts that were imported, so they can be used in other designs. The parts, cells, and symbols are all placed in the PartQuest partition in the library. If desired, the central library operations can be used to move the parts, symbols, or cells around as needed to other partitions, such as moving diode parts to the diode partition. With these parts added to my library, I will place one on my schematic with the others that I added earlier. When I open Layout and forward annotate my changes, you can see that the parts that I have added, both from the project library and the central library, are present in Layout and available for placement.